Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this beautiful King Air 350 by Airfoil Labs. Today we're going to be taking her from Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge Airport out to Peachtree in Atlanta. This is a gorgeous aircraft and I just cannot wait to get flying today. Hopefully this shouldn't be too long, a short little trek, maybe 45 minutes. Let's hop into the cockpit and start getting stuff ready to go. We're going to go ahead and take our control lock off and just start pressing buttons. Engine anti-ice is going to come on first and foremost, get some beacons, get some lights on, get it all ready for when we turn the battery on, which we're going to do right now. I'm going to make sure our generators are prepared and ready to go, but we're not going to turn the inverters on just yet. I'm going to make sure we are feathering our prop and that we are bringing our mixture full rich. Alrighty. Of course, we got to make sure we're calling clear prop and making sure that we're taking all of our covers off as well. Just make sure that door gets closed. Perfect. Alrighty, let's go ahead and start her up. Perfect. Make sure our parking brake is still set. Make sure throttle is at idle. Absolutely wonderful. Left engine ignition. And left ignition off. Absolutely perfect. Once everything equals out, we're going to pull back our levers down here a little bit just so we can put a little less power in right now. We're going to go ahead and make sure our avionics masters are on. We're going to flip the EFIS power on down here. Make sure our brightness is turned all the way up. And just wait for stuff to start showing up. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and go to flight plan, route menu, company route. I'm going to go ahead and find the preset plan that I already put in there. KGKT to KPDK. Absolutely perfect. Let's just check out our legs, make sure everything still looks okay. We're going to be taking runway 10 down to Abbey to Cham, and then off to runway 21 left. I have the ILS program, so we're going to be able to fly straight into that. Everything is looking just fine. We're just going to wait a few seconds until all of this starts coming together. We're going to make sure that we have this set to FMS 1. We're just going to wait for the positioning system to start getting everything aligned. We're going to make sure our generators come on as well. Still just make sure this Collins comes on as well. Perfect. Go ahead and make sure all of our radios are coming on as well. I'm going to go ahead and take a look on our X-plane map. Just find out what our ATIS looks like. If this even has ATIS, I don't know if they do. It does not look like they do. It's saying the active runway is out of 28. I'm going to be taking off 10 anyways. Wind is calm, so I'm not even going to worry about it today. Just make sure our bleeds are coming on as well, and our inverters are coming on. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and start feathering that prop just a little bit. Just so we're not using as much power while we're waiting for everything to work itself out. I was going to make sure my stall warning comes on as well. This thing is taking its sweet time. Let me just go through and make sure everything still looks okay. That is off. Ignition's anti-ice is on. Generators were turned on just a few minutes ago. This is turned on. There it is. Beautiful. Perfect. Alrighty. I'm just going to start getting stuff ready here. We're going to be cruising today at 10,000 feet. Flight level 100. Perfect. Alrighty. I'm gonna go ahead, pull off that parking brake using my rudders, and alright, I think we are good to go. Just gonna go over this flight plan just a little bit more in my head. Taking off runway 10, which is right there. So we're just gonna make that quick turnaround. We're gonna be turning south after 2.5 miles onto Abbey, onto 205. It's a little bit southwest, just a little bit. We're going to be keeping flight level 10. By the time we get down to Abbey, or by the time we get to Cham, I want to make sure that we are sitting pretty at 2,900 feet, so we can get established onto that ILS localizer. Just approach up to 1,600. In case we miss the approach, we're going to make sure we're holding at Bappy at 4,000 feet until we get further instruction, which hopefully we're not going to do that today. All right. I say let's get going. Make sure we're not going too fast on this taxiway. Holding short 10. We're just going to make a quick little check. Just make sure we are all clear. Looks like we're clear to the right and clear to the left. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get on to this runway. And we'll go ahead and get taken off. I'm going to line up and wait. Just make sure all of our settings look okay real quick. Alrighty, we're going to push our feather and rich all the way up. We're not going to use flaps on this takeoff today. We're not going to do any kind of run up. I don't think we need it. I don't have anything set to fail. So, alright. Let's go throttle full, 100%. Let's go.
Airspeed alive.
Make sure we're getting center line.
60 knots.
60 knots cross check. Knots. V1. Rotate.
V2. Positive rate.
Positive rate is established. Gear up.
Attitudes check.
Trim just a little bit so I can keep that
up.
pressure off. Your indication.
Flaps indicates up.
Alright, we're already going to start this turn. Until just about 700 feet, which we are already at, so we can go ahead and start this turn right now. Make sure we have a good and positive climb out here. That's good enough for me. It's just making sure we're getting nice and even with this course. We also just got to be careful that we're not going to go above that 10,000 feet. Beautiful. All right. We're not lined up pretty good. I think I'm going to let autopilot take over real quick. I just got to make sure we're getting everything set up. Okay. Go ahead and do nav, vertical speed, autopilot. Go ahead and engage that autopilot, make sure vertical speed is selected, and that arm is good to go. We're now within 1,000 feet, so we're 9. Hopefully that's going to level us off at 10,000. Hopefully we're going to... There we go. It's leveling off now. We're going to go ahead... It'll bring us back down if it goes a little too high. As autopilot will do. Take master warning off. Trim fail. That keeps happening. I don't know why it keeps saying trim fail, but I haven't had any issues with trimming in autopilot. I just think it's relying on the elevator. We're going to bring back our power just a little bit so we're not getting into any of that nasty overspeed range, because that siren is very annoying. Make sure we're pulling back just enough. Make sure that we're not increasing our altitude too much, because we don't really want to break that 10,000 wall. Start really bringing our power back so we're not getting into that 160 range. I find about 75% works pretty good. There we go. Just make sure we're not going to go the opposite direction, because I do want to keep it close to that 255. Just a little bit. Just playing with it. Now we're at 10,000, so hopefully it's not going to try to adjust too much at this point. We're going to just check real quick. Flaps are up. Gear is up. I feel like I'm doing a checklist check in Microsoft Flight Sim on a mission. Make sure we're not getting too crazy there. Just try our best to avoid any nasty alarms. That certainly would not be fun. We already have only about 97 miles to go. Only about 19 minutes, so this hopefully should be a nice, short little hop over. Now, one thing I've noticed with the King Air is that it will rock back to forth like this when it's on autopilot for a few minutes to kind of like perfectly get it on center line, which I wish it wouldn't do that. I wish it would just, accept being within, as close as it is, but what can you do? Definitely making our passengers very sick. One thing I would like to point out now that we got autopilot rolling for us, here is our cabin. Absolutely gorgeous. The people as well, I would just like to point out, these people are not. These people are from Phasmophobia, and it's freaking me out because it is the same models. I did not notice it first, but my brother came in and I was showing him the cabin, and he freaked out when he saw the characters. Both of these characters are, this model specifically, the clothes and everything is just ripped straight from Phasmophobia. I'm assuming they use some kind of model website and they just pulled it out of there. But they tried with this one. They changed some of the clothes, but this one, exactly the same. I just thought I'd point that out. I think it's hilarious. Let's get back up into the cockpit and just make sure everything still looks okay, because we don't want to be away for too long. We are still rocking back to forth. Or back and forth, which I don't know why, and I wish it wouldn't do that, but what can you do? I gave it some time on my last flight that I did. And it seemed to work itself out after a few minutes, but Still doesn't feel like it was this long. But I am also using real world conditions for the time. So there is a possibility of wind blowing us around just a little bit. Oh well. While this lovely 17 minutes counts down, I'm going to leave you guys with this lovely jazz for just a few minutes while I go figure some other things out. So please enjoy. gentlemen, I am back. Let's go ahead and start getting stuff ready to go. They're wanting us to be at 2,900. So I'm just going to get us set up now for 2,900. Let's go ahead and do vertical speed and start going down. Let's go ahead and make sure we're bringing our power back. Hopefully that wasn't too much. The vertical speed on this aircraft is very weird. Let's go. I don't know if I want to go idle, but we have 7 minutes, which is a lot of time. If we go 2,000 a minute, we'll be down in about 3 minutes, so I want to probably bring this back up to about 1,000. Just so we're kind of equaling out at the same time as we're getting locked onto the localizer. KPDK is now in sight, so I can start seeing if they have any of this, which of course they don't have it listed here, but what can you do? Just gotta remember that we are still set to 29902, which obviously we're not going to be doing that in real life, so don't take advice from me. So in reality, we're going to be about 1,900 feet off the ground when we get down, which we know is safe. What is the altimeter over there? 3025. Nah, I'm good. I'm just going to keep it as is. So I'll be able to fly it in visually at that point, which, you know, we're not going for like ultra real world immersion, so I still, however, want to make sure that we're flying somewhat swiftly. I don't want to get too low. I don't want to get too low in speed. There we go. Let's just make sure that we are still descending, though. Click, 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 click. Keep it at about 1,000 for a 6-minute descent. From 7,000 should be more than enough. Because we're descending, it'll be right around the same. As long as, I think I want to keep it at about, I think 215 is going to be just fine. Start pulling some power back. Just messing with it until we're kind of sticking around the same one. There we go. I think this power setting is going to work just fine. There we go. Hopefully, this will keep us on course. We stopped rocking, which is really nice. I'm still a little worried about that. We're down to 6,300 feet now. Everything so far seems to be going okay. Since we're hitting Cham next, and the next after that is runway 21 left, I want to make sure we're down at that 29 by the time we even hit it, just so we can start getting established on everything. I do have an approach. I don't think I'm going to use it. I'm probably just going to fly it in by hand, just for fun. I just bought this plane as well, so I'm not sure I'm not sure how that's going to work out for me. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to have no issues. I'm getting tired. I've been a pretty long day because I had to go drive some ambulances, which was pretty fun. So yeah, we're hooking on to Abby now. Almost. Which is weird because Cham is right there. It's pretty much immediate. So I just want to be down at 2900. Well, it's 3 down to 29, so it doesn't really make much sense if we get straight down. I don't know. We should have field in sight by now. Possibly. Way in the distance, but too low. That was an issue I had. One of my last flights I did, I was trying to do IMC. It was pretty bad. I wasn't able to see anything, and it was terrible. I enjoyed it, but I'm definitely not good at it yet. We have 2 minutes till we get there. Almost down to that 29, which is perfect. We can really start keeping on. Keep on keeping on. Love that phrase. We're starting to hit a little bit of turbulence, a little bit of wind. Just fine. See, I am getting a little uncomfortable with how low it is, but it's, you know, we're almost down 2,000 feet above the ground. As long as we don't come down any more than this before we know what we're doing, where we're going. Because Peachtree should be coming up shortly. It's only about 12 miles out from here. So, or 12 miles out from 8 miles from now. So, perfectly landing on there. I'm going to make sure that we are not slowing down too much. I'd like to stay about probably 210. Probably 210 just to get right there. There we go. I don't know. This feels very close. Is that it? Way in the distance? That looks like it, but I don't know. We're about to get established, though. In about 5 miles, we should start seeing our glide slope. And as long as we follow that down, we should not have many issues. There it is. I see it. Field in sight. Right there. Yard she blows. So we got her in sight now, which is nice. Then in just a second, we'll start seeing our glide slope indicator. In just a second. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Hopefully I programmed stuff correctly. What are we AGL right now? Because it says it's 1,000, but I don't know. That's mean sea level. We are right on that 29 though, so we should not have any issues getting established. I can see a runway. We're way below the glide slope at this point. So I don't think we're going to have many issues. I'm going to start bringing our power back though. I really don't want to get any higher than this. Just gonna let the plane do its thing though. There we go. I think coming in, I want to be probably 160 so we can really start putting some flaps into it as well. And it says in 4 point whatever miles, it's wanting us to be at that 29 to begin the glide slope. So I'm not going to mess with anything until we get to that point, until we get to the Cham waypoint there. But we are still looking good for the glide slope at this point. We're about to hit 160. I'm going to start thinking about putting gear down. Start putting it down now, just so we don't forget. It's going to obviously give us some drag, so I'm going to start making sure we're adding a little bit more power. There is our first white. So I don't know how much I'm trusting this right now. So I already see a white. So I'm going to go ahead and disengage our autopilot now. I am now hand flying the aircraft. I'm going to give myself a little bit of pitch. I'm going to throw myself in a notch of flaps as well. And as long as I keep there we go. So we should be hitting that localizer in a few seconds. There it is. Beautiful. Love it. I love it when things do what I want. I want to bring this approach speed, however, down. We're a little bit low. I want to go up just a titch. I'm going to throw in an extra notch of flaps just to make my life a little bit easier. I want to bring my approach down to 130. Just about.
1,000 feet to minimums.
Thank you, good sir. Just make sure we're keeping that nice and consistent. Making sure we're getting reestablished. Nice and center line. Real fast, just make sure our gear is down. Beautiful. I know our flaps are down. I heard them go, so that means they are good. They are good and done. All right, everything's looking stable. I'm going to bring this approach speed down. See if I can't get us down to 120.
500 feet to minimums.
I'm just going to visually fly the approach at this point. I don't care about what that says. We're VFR right now, basically. So. I've got enough that I can start zooming out just a little bit. There we go. We are a little low, so I'd like to start adding in a little power, leveling off just a titch.
Feet to minimums.
100 feet to minimums. It's very cloudy out today, so I know I need the minimums. And I'm going to really have to follow that to a T. This is why I don't trust you, localizer. We start bringing us back just a little bit. We got a nice long runway here in Atlanta today. Little bit low. Add in just a little bit of power, and then bring that power back. We still are looking good. We're a little bit low. I'm gonna add just a little bit of power.
100 feet.
Nice bunch of flaps.
50 feet.
Throw in some flare. Just power. Down. We're a little off center line, but that is not a big deal. I feel good about that landing. I am very happy with that one, actually.
40 knots.
Great. All right. I loved that landing. I think that was a solid 7. If y'all don't watch King of the Hill, you won't get that joke. But that's okay. There we I'm gonna bring feather prop back just a little bit, just a little itty bitty bit. We are clear to the left, clear to the right. We're ready to cross this lovely runway. It was actually a pretty good, uneventful flight. I am surprised with myself. Usually something will happen. It'll kind of ruin the experience just a little bit, but I think we did good on that one. I like this hangar. We're gonna turn into this hangar. Just pretend it's like a famous person or something. We can park wherever we want. Just bring it up a little bit. That was perfect. Go ahead and pull in that parking brake. We're going to go ahead and cut everything off here. That was awesome. Go ahead and cut everything out now. Inverters are coming off. Our bleed is coming off. Our lights are coming off. Should actually probably just do that so I can get these flaps up real quick. Can I even do that without the trends on? Nah, it's okay. I'll get it everything ready later, but oh well. Everything is stopped, so let's go ahead and start getting stuff done. Well, all right. I think that was pretty good. I'm actually very happy with that flight. That went a lot better than I thought it would, especially for my first, live stream of any kind with aviation in this way. I'm very happy with the way that turned out. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I know nobody really watched. The one viewer that ever showed up was me on my own phone during that little break, just making sure the stream looked okay. But, in the future, anybody who stumbles upon this video, thank you so much for watching up to this point, because we are not done yet. I am going to take all of this away. We're going to go take a look at that landing, because I really want to see that. 45 minutes, look at that. What'd I tell you? Perfect. Hopefully this doesn't crash the game. If it crashes, I'm just going to end the stream, but I've had issues with it crashing. Oh, look at that. Perfect.
60 knots.
That is loud. There we go. Just a little bit of sound. We like a little bit of sound. There we go. Perfect. Man, we're struggling with our frames. I don't remember being this high up, but it's fine.
50 feet.
Okay, am I crazy, or was this approach not this high? That is weird. Look at that. That is weird. I have never seen it do that before. I've never had an issue before with that. I knew we weren't that high. Okay, let's... We're on the ground. Okay. Let's figure this this out together, because this is weird. I've never seen it do that before. There we go. Look at that nose wheel on the yellow. Gotta love it. Oh, did we crash? Okay, not yet, not yet. We ain't crashing today, boys. I'm not letting us.
40 knots.
So, why does it do that? That is so weird. What in the heck? What in the world? That is unfun. I do not appreciate this. Oh well. We tried, ladies and gentlemen. We tried. If I can fix it, I guess I will see what I can do. But maybe if I go really slow. Yep, it just automatically swooshes away. In that case, as soon as it decides to load in again, that is so odd. I think that landing was good. Look at that. Look at how weird that is. We're just gonna
Airspeed 60 knots.
do that. Even though it's not wanting to load in the airport anymore. Thank you guys so much for watching this stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope y'all have a wonderful evening, night, whatever time it is. I hope y'all have a good one. Good night.